welcome to Podband Pipecast.
The premier pipe band podcast.
So, thanks for coming back.
Yes,
Yeah.
welcome.
Today, we're going to talk about social media.
And your band.
And your band. Or yourself, if you're your own thing, I guess. Your own piper or drummer thing. So, what is social media?
It's media that is social.
That is social. That's right. Good. I mean, you can probably tell that.
Yes.
Without even us saying that. So like Facebook,
Instagram,
Twitter,
Snapchat,
LinkedIn,
TikTok,
YouTube,
Google Plus.
Kind of. Is that still a thing?
No, we looked that up earlier.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Don't do Google Plus.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Google Plus. Yeah. So let's talk about Instagram first. Adela, you're our resident Instagram specialist.
Yes.
For our band, our Mesa Caledonian Pipe Band, we have an Instagram. If you'd like to follow us at
Mesa Caledonian PB.
PB, not Pipe Band, Mesa Caledonian PB.
Yeah, if you do Mesa Caledonian Pipe Band, you won't find us.
To find something else, won't be us.
Nope.
Don't know what it is.
I don't remember.
Yeah. So, anyway, let's talk Instagram. What makes Instagram different than other social media platforms?
It's definitely the hashtags, I feel, because you find people based on hashtags, like businesses and stuff. Like, you don't really use hashtags. Remember they made hashtags on Facebook a thing?
Yeah, and it's like kind of a thing, but it's not.
But like not really.
So what is a hashtag? Because like when I first started using Instagram for work, I was just like, what? Why hashtags? Like,
it's like how when you tag it, it's your SEO, your search engine optimization.
Okay. So that's why you see a ton of hashtags in posts.
That's how you get the people. The more hashtags, the more likely people are to find you.
So you basically can click on a hashtag and it'll bring up other stuff that is hashtagged with that,
Yes.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, hashtags on Instagram. Also photos, right?
Yeah, it's all photos.
Or videos, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Or GIFs?
No.
No GIFs?
Cannot do GIFs on Instagram.
Can only do videos. Okay. How do Instagram? So Instagram's a different. I feel like when we talk about social media, you need to think about where your audience is. So I'm in marketing professionally. That's what I do, and we always talk about where is the audience, where's the target audience for this. And Instagram is much more like artsy. I feel like.
Yeah, and I feel like you're gonna find younger people generally on Instagram.
And there's also a lot of. In my experience, there's a lot of engagement. Whereas, like, sometimes people don't like stuff on Facebook. I don't know why. You just don't get as many likes.
Yeah.
But on
I think
Instagram,
there's like a weird thing about Facebook where when you like something, it like shows up on your friends' timelines that you liked something like that.
yeah, so it's like, oh, I don't want to like that.
I don't even know what I like.
But Instagram is like, you get tons of likes. And our band, the ratio of followers to likes on Facebook, we have like, oh geez, I need to look up how many likes.
There's like 1,300.
There's like 1,300 to 1,500 likes on our Facebook page as a band, and then on Instagram there's like 500 followers.
500 something.
But we get a ton of likes on our stuff on Instagram. So
there's a lot of likes on Instagram.
The ratio is like better on Instagram, but then again, there's like a different audience there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
More generous, likable audience.
Yeah.
Not likable as a person, but likable as in they're willing to like.
They'll give away those likes for nothing.
Yeah, exactly. For great content. That is what I post.
Well, and that's another good point to bring up because like our Facebook, which I'm on as well as an admin, is a lot of stuff we share is like reshared content, whereas everything on Instagram is all like mostly original content.
Right, like you can't share a post on Instagram unless you screenshot it and make your own post with that screenshot, which would be weird.
Which is weird, and don't do that because then it's almost like you're stealing their post. I've seen people do that before, and it's like, this is not your photo. Because originally it was invented as a way to share photos and like for people to share like the photos they took, and whereas Facebook is more like, oh, look at,
Facebook is for like getting together and like stuff.
We're all friends here, we like the same stuff.
Yeah.
So you don't see like as many memes on Instagram, where it's like...
I feel like there's memes on Instagram.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I feel like I see a lot of memes on Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Like my feed is a lot of memes. So, yeah. That's Instagram. Facebook. Let's talk Facebook a little bit more.
Yes.
Facebook is like... I feel like that's the beginner social media nowadays. It depends when you're listening to this.
I think it might be the old people's social media.
It does seem like everyone can use Facebook, you know?
Is the younger generation still on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook.
Am I old for saying the younger generation?
Am I an old person now? Because I'm on Facebook. But Facebook is easy. Even if your band doesn't have a website, you can make a Facebook page.
And like sometimes you Google businesses and you click like the website thing to go to their website and it takes you to their Facebook. Like,
yeah, because it's just easier to set up a Facebook. And I think it's easy also because like it's so familiar for a lot of people, so it's less scary.
It's been around for years.
Yeah, you don't think about it, but it's like, how many years has it been around since? I'm not even gonna guess.
At least 10.
Yeah.
Also, MySpace, we didn't mention that when we talked about social media.
Is that still a thing?
I think it's more music based now.
Is it?
We should get in on that.
If your pipe band has a MySpace, please tell us. I would like to meet you. Yeah, Facebook is really cool because it kind of connects your personal Facebook and your business Facebook. So in that, I mean, like, we can see on our admin page, we have several admins, and we can see who posted what. Whereas I feel like Instagram is more like, it's an Instagram. It's still connected to your personal Instagram sometimes, but like, it's just its own thing, you know?
Yeah, you actually can't make like a business Instagram page like on your regular page. You have to make its own
thing.
Instagram, and then make its own email. And then it's like, oh, I gotta create a new email account.
Yeah, whereas I could be on my personal Facebook and then just click a button and like...
And now I'm on my business Facebook.
Yeah, and it's kind of interconnected, which is good and bad because like sometimes I mean to respond to a comment as my business Facebook page, but then I respond as my personal Facebook. And then I'm sure people are just like, who is this person?
Why do you think you know the answer?
Yeah, like, what? So it's good and bad, but I don't know. I feel like, do you think it's easier for someone to start a Facebook for their pipe band or to start an Instagram?
I think it's like Facebook, you have to do a lot of paid advertising, whereas Instagram, you find people with hashtags and stuff. Like I found a lot of business Instagrams just by searching hashtags. And I don't really search on Facebook for like that kind of thing.
You kind of like already know what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So like if I wanted to go look up another pipe band that I know, I could do that on Facebook.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're like, I don't know any pipe bands and I just want to search hashtag pipe band,
then you would go to Instagram.
Yeah. I don't know. I think either one is good. The thing I've noticed on Facebook that is easier because there is a lot of other shared content is that it's easier to get a post out like every day. Yeah,
and I was reading like the optimal amount of posts that you should post in a day, and a lot of them said at least 2. And I feel like that's a lot.
That is a lot of posting. I feel like I'd be annoyed by that.
Oh, yeah. So that's another thing that you need to think about on your page is how often you should post. Are you going to spam your audience with things, or are you going to post so little that you become irrelevant to your audience? Like, how much are you going to post?
Yeah, because I think in terms of the band, we try to post once every day to once every like 3 days, depending. Sometimes we have more posts than others. Like if we have something going on, like we're at a Highland Games and there might be like 2 or 3 posts in a day.
Right, because we're doing something.
Because we're doing stuff. Or like I know for Instagram, sometimes you will take a lot of photos and then you'll like backlog some stuff.
Yeah.
So that you're not posting all of one day. You're posting like, okay, 1 photo today and then 1 photo tomorrow, whatever.
Yeah, I think I post on the Instagram like maybe once a week just because I don't want to spam. And then there's another good thing about Instagram where if you don't post for a little while and then you do post something, then the people that have liked your Instagram get a notification like, hey, this page just posted for the first time in a while. Go check them out.
So that's cool. And it also, like I said, makes you be more artistic too in how you're thinking about like what photos are you going to post. Because on Facebook, it's like you could post literally anything. And if it's just like a funny story or whatever behind the picture, it will get likes.
Yeah.
Whereas Instagram is like, you need to really focus on like
on the media of it.
Yeah. Whereas we'll post sometimes on Facebook where we're just sharing like a meme. Like there was one of like the Easter Island head that had bagpipes.
Oh yeah.
And that got like 100-something likes, and I was like, why? Because it was funny, and people like that's what they go to Facebook for. They go to Facebook for memes.
For the memes.
Yeah. Hashtag for the memes. Okay, but like Twitter. I personally don't use Twitter except for work. Like we have a work Twitter, but
yeah, I go on Twitter when I want to see what a business is up to. Like what were we on? There was a website that we were on that was down. So you go to Twitter and 90% of the time the website's like, "Oh yeah, don't worry about it."
Right. Cuz then it's like real-time updates from people.
Yeah.
Which I think we have a thing on our Twitter that pulls from our Facebook.
Yeah, I think your mom mentioned that.
Yeah. So like we don't have to go on Facebook or go on Twitter and post, which you can. Like we can log into Twitter and like start tweeting at people. Tweet. That's another thing. All the terminology, each platform has their own terminology. Like if you think about it. So like Twitter has tweets, Facebook has posts and timelines, and Instagram I guess is like the same as Facebook. It has posts.
Yeah, because Facebook bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it makes sense. It's the same thing.
Or you generally like, I feel like they're Instagrams on. Are they Instagrams on Instagram?
They might be. Are they grams? Is that what the kids are saying?
Post a Grammy.
Tell us if you're on the grams. If that's what you see. We make ourselves sound like old people.
I know.
Promise we're
not that
old.
old.
By the way, if you're on our Patreon, you can actually see what we look like, and we are not old.
We're not old. You're a little old. Just kidding.
Oh, jeez. Okay. I see how it is.
That's why I'm on Instagram.
You're on Instagram because I'm old. I'm on Facebook. Yeah. I'm sure Twitter is great. I mean,
I just don't know if I'm qualified to talk about Twitter.
I know I'm not, because I don't ever use it. I guess take that as you will. Just, do Twitter. I think Facebook honestly is easy for people. Mm-hmm. How do you decide what to post, I guess is a good question.
Yeah, like for Instagram, it's got to be a nice shot. Like you have to take a picture of something, so it's got to be like optimal angle and lighting and what you're looking at. Is that something that's interesting? Like, is this aesthetically pleasing to me? Like, is somebody else going to want to look at this and be like, yeah, I like that?
Yeah. So you have to really like think about, you can't just like take a picture and just throw it up there. I mean, you could, but you want people to like your page and see more pictures. Like I could take a picture of bagpipes and it could be boring. Like, yeah, I've seen bagpipes before. Right. What is special about this picture? Yeah, what does it look nice? Do I want to see more of the same thing?
Yeah, what is going to bring people to click on your little name to take you to your page and see?
Right. I think the main thing when you're thinking about what to post, like on Facebook, for example, because you could post anything on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we double post, like Adela will post something on Instagram and then there's an option that says post also to Facebook. So then she can post the same thing on Facebook. So that works too. But like when you're thinking about what to post on Facebook, I think you really need to have like an agreement with all of your admins, whoever your admin team is, that like this is the voice we want to convey. Mm-hmm. Which sometimes you see like, so we try to be consistent about it, but occasionally you'll see, so like I'm an admin, Adele's an admin, my mom and Chris are admins, and I think Erica too.
Yeah.
And so we have a team of 5 people that can all post and sometimes do post. And sometimes you'll see like, we try to keep a consistent voice, but sometimes you'll see a post where you're like, okay, this is definitely Chris posting this.
Oh, yeah.
Or like, oh, this is definitely Diane posting this.
Like when I share my Instagram posts, like sometimes I only caption my Instagram posts with emojis.
Right. So you'll see only emojis and you're like, oh, that's Adela. So you have to have like an agreement of like what is our voice and like what are the kinds of things we want to share, because you might be like, okay, we're a fun organization, we only want to post like fun stuff and jokes and stuff like that. Or you could be like, we're a serious organization, we never want to post something like a meme, we never want to share a meme. It's like, okay, well, you need to have that agreement with all your admins before you just start giving people free reign to just post whatever they want. And then you also have to have a way to like review it. Like if you see something that you don't like that someone else posted, or like you need to work on their voice or whatever, you need to be able to like talk to those other admins and be like, okay, this is not really fitting like our brand or whatever. Don't post this, or let's post something else instead. So I don't know. I guess a lot of bands are only going to have maybe 1 or 2 admins.
Yeah.
But for us, we found that it was more helpful, because if you're trying to post every day,
it's a lot.
It's a lot for one person to do. It's like a ball and chain. You get up in the morning, you're like, oh, I have to post something.
Gotta post. Take a page from that MLM book and post 3 times a day.
Yeah, take a page out of the MLM playbook. Oh man. Only emojis, right?
It has to have at least 10 emojis for every like 3 words.
Or it's not engaging.
Yeah.
That's a joke, by the way. Please don't.
Don't join an MLM.
Yeah, that's a joke that we're Please have some kind of content. I think that's the main message, is like have some kind of content that you know people who watch your page will want to like or engage with.
Yes.
And we've gotten a lot of like stuff that we do post that's like our original content that's getting good engagement, is like the Pearl Harbor ceremony photos from that was like awesome. Those are really nice photos, and it shows the band doing what we do, and so many people liked those.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's what people want to see from us, and that might take a while to determine.
Mm-hmm.
When you first start your page, it's like, what do people actually want to see?
And Facebook, I think, I know Instagram does, they have a tool that you can click on to see what people like clicked on, and like you can tell if on Instagram if people came from a certain hashtag, or and if that picture led them to click on your page rather than just the picture.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of analytics tools which I like, which Facebook does a good job of too. You can see crazy things like demographics.
Yeah.
Which is kind of scary, but like we all know they're taking our information. We know that like, but pages that you like, or maybe you only even like one post from them, like they know what your demographic is. And like it helps us as people who manage the page to know, are the majority of our likes coming from people ages 45 to 65? Or are they coming from people ages 18 to 35? Like it kind of helps us know what content, what audiences we're reaching. Because then later, when you get to where you're like, okay, I have a good Facebook following, I want to use my Facebook to promote an event we're doing, then you know, okay, the majority of people in our audience are older people, and we're going to have an event specifically for, you know, this demographic, this age group, which is totally great to do. It's not that you don't invite other age groups, but let's say, like one thing we talk about a lot is like, oh, we need to do a concert. Well, if you are doing a concert in your community and you're marketing that to like your Facebook audience, for example, and you're making it at 8 p.m. and you're expecting your audience of people 45 to 65 or 45 and up to go to this concert, it's like, not to be offensive, but
I mean, I wouldn't go to a concert.
I mean, I wouldn't either. But that audience does not stay up past, you know, a certain hour. So that can help you as a marketer to say, okay, I'm going to target this demographic and I'm going to have my concert at like 3 p.m. So that way, you know, we'll have our bagpipes and drums and everything, and then they can go do their own thing and have an early dinner and get to bed.
And it's also great to know your demographic, because if you do paid advertising on Facebook, you can market it towards those people. So whenever somebody clicks on your paid ad, it costs you money. So if you know who you're marketing it towards, you're not wasting those clicks on people that aren't going to attend your event.
Yeah, exactly. Because the way Facebook does it, I'm not sure how Instagram does it. Have you ever boosted a post?
I have not boosted a post on Instagram.
We'll have to investigate that and see. But Instagram is kind of a newer one for us. So we've used Facebook a lot for that kind of thing, where it's called boosting a post, where you click, you know, boost this post, and you choose your budget and then how much time you want. And it'll tell you like how many people you can reach. And then you like narrow it by demographics, so that like if someone clicks on your ad, it charges you. So you want to be sure that those clicks are going to people who are actually going to do something. You don't want them to just click on your ad and then like they go to your page and whatever, they don't do anything. You want them to click on your ad, go to your page, spend some time finding out who you are, and then ultimately do something.
Let's go back to talking about what to post.
What do you post? What do you post?
Relevant things. You post relevant things.
Yes.
Like if there's a hot topic, you want to post about that because people are interested in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like with the raiding Area 51 thing, I posted that alien dancing in the middle of the circle, and that was relevant. It got a lot of engagement because it's what's hot. It shows your hip.
By the way, if you subscribe to our Patreon for the low price of $5 per month, you can actually see right now we're going to have on our video feed a picture of that alien. That was a great post. Another example, like the Worlds. We had a Worlds watch party this year in 2019.
Yes.
For the World Championships, and we all went over to my mom's house.
Stayed up all night.
There was like, I don't know, 15 or so of us, and we stayed up literally all night. Like most people would be like, oh, I'll go to sleep, and like for us in Arizona, the live stream started at 2 a.m. So most people would be like, oh, I'll go to sleep, and then just like
catch the replay.
Those people are quitters. We had band practice, we had rehearsal that night, and then we got done at like 9:30ish. So by like 10 p.m., a lot of people were back at my mom's house, and we were all sitting there just chilling and just had a good time. And then it was 2 a.m. and that was probably a mistake because we were all exhausted.
So tired.
We were so tired because we had, had a long rehearsal and then just went straight to like just waiting for the Worlds.
Yes.
But it was a lot of fun. But that's the kind of thing where like if you have something like that going on, take pictures and put them on your Facebook page and just, have a fun comment about, hey, we're having a Worlds party. Are you having a Worlds party? And then see if people interact. And yeah, that kind of thing is good content. People like that.
Yes.
Oh, but also don't be discouraged if people don't like your stuff.
There's always gonna be haters.
Yes. I feel like for a lot of us in like our generation, we get that. But then like every once in a while, because like we all know about haters, or like we've all made a post where it didn't hit the way we thought it would, or like it didn't get as many likes as you thought it would, and then that makes you feel bad, like, oh, maybe I'm not really creative or I'm not really funny or whatever. Like, it's not a big deal. Just keep doing what you're doing. Just do it. I mean, obviously, if you're getting a lot of hate, maybe think about like
maybe rethink what you're doing.
Am I being racist? Like think about it. But if it's like you're making your content and you're doing what makes you happy and just sharing what your band is doing, and you're not getting as many likes as you think, like just switch it up, try some different things. It's not on you. It's not because you're bad at what you do or anything. You're not interesting. It's just maybe you just haven't found the right audience. Maybe you haven't found the right topics or whatever. So yeah. I don't know. What else about social media? What have been some of our posts that you're most proud of? Like on Instagram or even Facebook or whatever?
Everybody loves a good light parade kind of thing.
Yes.
Like when we're all lit up for Christmas. It's another relevancy thing. If it's a holiday, post about the holiday. Do something festive. Like there was one where I took a picture of the Santa hat with our cat badge in front of a Christmas tree, and that got a lot of engagement.
Yeah. And that was something that was creative and like simple, but like fun.
Yeah. What about you?
I don't know. I feel like the posts that I'm most proud of are the ones that are like sharing some of the stuff we do for like Veterans Day or like Pearl Harbor Day or anything like that. Just because like, yeah, I know we're all like having a good time and like fun with pipe band or whatever, but like then you have times when we do stuff that's really meaningful, and like just seeing that World War II vet that was there and like all the pipers around him, and he's just like super excited that like bagpipers came to like play for him on like Remembrance Day or whatever it was. Like that was really cool, and that did perform really well on social media, and like I was just more proud of like, yeah, that's what we do in our community.
Like it's not just about the social media post, it's about what we're doing and sharing what we're doing.
Yeah, and I think I was proud that like we posted stuff like that because it, like, not that you do things to get recognition, but like maybe what we did kind of inspires other bands to be like, oh, maybe we should do stuff for Veterans Day, and like then you kind of get the message out there that like, okay, Veterans Day and like Remembrance Day and all that is a big deal. You got to do stuff for it, you know.
It's a good way to honor them.
Not that we always do the right thing. I think we definitely like get a lot of ideas from other bands on Facebook and like from other like posts that people do, like, oh, this is what this band is doing. Like, that's a good idea. Let's do that. So like, I think it's just a really good way to share what we do in terms of like performances we do, but also like how we educate people. And yeah. Last thing, if there's one piece of advice you could give someone like when they're first starting their Instagram or Facebook page for their band, what would it be?
All the hashtags, all of them. Put them in there. The hashtag everything. Hashtag your entire caption.
Do it. See what happens.
And use ones that get a lot of random engagement that I wouldn't necessarily say is like you're going to get a follower from that and keep it, but you can use hashtag follow, hashtag Instagood, hashtag follow back. I don't use those anymore because I feel like we have a good audience from it, but those are a good way to start off and get likes.
Yeah. Only do that on Instagram, though. Don't put a bunch of hashtags on Facebook. That's not a good thing. People don't like that.
Yeah.
It's an Instagram thing, but like if you do it on Facebook, people will be like, no.
And that's why when I share a post from our Instagram to the Facebook, I delete all the hashtags out before I share it.
Smart.
What about you?
I guess my thing I would say is like figure out what the image you want to portray to people is. Like, what are you all about? Like, kind of like I was saying before, like, do you want to like be telling jokes? Do you want to just be only posting about gigs or like more informative or educational? Like, what do you want to do? And then just like focus on that. Not to say like we do a lot of everything, but just really be like, okay, that's where your ideas are going to come from. Is like, what is educational that I can post to people, or let me go look for a meme and share that. Like, that'll help you with trying to figure out what to post. So yeah, I think that's it. Let us know if you found this episode interesting or helpful.
Or you thought it was garbage.
That's good too.
Good feedback. Any feedback is good feedback.
Exactly. Like we said, there's always going to be haters out there. We appreciate that. At least you're listening. It worked. It got you to listen. So, all right. Thanks very much, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, everyone. If you enjoyed this show, then support us on Patreon for exclusive content, as well as the video of us recording this. We'll have special exercises we'll be writing, as well as tips and tricks with tenor drumming and other instruments to come. Subscribe to us on YouTube for some tenor tutorials and possibly other tutorials later on. And like us on Facebook at Podband Pipecast.